Hello, and welcome to the MBL Bite-Size Update on the UK listing reforms. I'm Alexander Keepin, a partner at Simmons & Simmons, and I specialise in listings and fundraisings in the equity capital markets. So in the seminar today, we're going to look at a few things in relation to the new UK listing rules, which came into effect from the 29th of July last year. One of the most significant changes is in relation to the listing categories. And we're going to go through what these new listing categories are, focusing on those that you'll come across most often in practice, being the equity shares for commercial companies category, international secondary listing category, transition category, and shelved company. In addition to these, there are certain rules which apply across all of the categories, and we'll look at those as the cross-cutting rules. We'll also touch on what the role of the sponsor is under the new rules, as one of the key changes has been to make the rules slightly lighter in terms of the regulatory burden, and so the role of the sponsor has been reduced. And then we'll also look at some other considerations around what these changes mean for indexation and for the AIM rules. The new listing rules are to reform the London capital markets and are aimed at making them more competitive across the globe. These changes have been implemented over a period and are still going through the transition. So whilst these culminated in the changes to the listing rules in July last year, there's currently a consultation out in relation to changes to the prospectus rules, and it's expected that in the first half of 2025 we will have new prospectus rules which will sit alongside the new listing rules. And together these will have a significant impact on the way that transactions are conducted in the London capital markets. So as I said, today's session will focus on the new listing rules and the listing categories that you're most likely to come across in practice. However, these are not just the only categories that are now introduced. So in addition to the commercial companies and international secondary listing categories, there are a number of categories dealing with funds, for closed-ended investment funds and open-ended investment companies, and special rules in relation to non-equity or non-voting shares and other types of securities such as warrants and debt securities.